So, Miss Adrian Sanders, welcome to the Lioness Den, our podcast, our community podcast. And I wanted to tell you, thank you so much for taking time out of your day.
Well, thank you for having me.
Yeah, to come and have a conversation with us. I'm new to Gastonia. I'm new to North Carolina, born and raised in Brooklyn, New York. And my mom passed in 2019. 2020, I just wanted to get away, and I came here 2021, and it's been a different type of culture for me. In New York, everything is fast-paced, fast-moving. Here in Gastonia, North Carolina, it's a little more intimate. So you get to interact with those community leaders, those community-based organizations, those who are doing the work on the ground. Yeah, and I think that's how you and I, how did we meet?
I believe we met because you had talked to Michelle Mathis with Olive Branch Ministry.
Yes.
And my office is across the hall from hers. And so we're connected through the LEAD program.
Yes.
And I think she gave you my contact information,
I
and
think
we connected
met
that way.
at the opioid settlement, the first opioid, that monthly meeting they have.
Yes, we have crossed paths at the Opioid Settlement Fund meetings, and also, it was the Gaston Controlled Substances Coalition meeting.
Exactly.
And then also with the Gaston Lincoln Cleveland Continuum of Care regarding homelessness.
We've
crossed
there
paths there.
Absolutely. So you see what I mean about the intimacy. You get to interact with people who are actually doing the work. So tell us where you work, who you are, and what do you do?
Sure. Well, my name is Adrian Sanders, and I work for the LEAD program, which is Law Enforcement Assisted Diversion. And that is a pre-arrest diversion program that the county wanted to start. It's through the Gaston County Police Department.
Okay.
But it's a collaborative program. So we do have people like Olive Branch Ministry, the District Attorney's Office, community members, various treatment providers, law enforcement. We're all at the table so that we can hopefully help people who are encountering law enforcement. They're at risk of arrest for low-level misdemeanor, nonviolent offenses related to misuse of substances, maybe mental health concerns, extreme poverty and homelessness.
Yeah.
Having someone go to jail for that tends not to fix the problem.
Right.
So the former chief of the Gaston County Police really wanted to put together a program to address some of those issues, to see if we can get those individuals help instead of having them proceed through the criminal legal system like usual.
Right. So the key word here is diversion.
It really is.
Yeah.
We're diverting away from the criminal legal system for people who are eligible and want the help.
Right. I worked, before I left New York, it's funny because after Mommy passed away, I got a job offer with a diversion program, and it was a pilot program. I think they were kind of new to the whole diversion program piece, but it was kind of the same type of program, but more so at the court level. When people are brushed up against the legal system, instead of sending them to jail, it was to put them through programming and services, because if we take them to jail, we're just putting a Band-Aid on the problem.
Right.
But if we give them services and programs that help rehabilitate their lives and rehabilitate it. So is that kind of what the LEAD program is?
It really is.
Okay.
It is giving the officers an option to provide that help and take a different approach than the traditional, let's do arrest, go over to the jail, and then that person proceeds through the criminal legal system.
Right.
So LEAD, that law enforcement assisted diversion, is a way that the officer can say, well, if it's either arrest or nothing happens, if the person wants help and says, yeah, I'm dealing with these issues, and that's the root cause of that maybe criminal offense, then the officer can divert and call us. And we're like intensive case management, can call us, and then we work with that individual in an effort to keep them out of the traditional system, get those services and programs, and hopefully get things going on a different path for that person.
Awesome. So tell us a typical call, from the call to the engagement. How does that work when you get that call from the officer?
Sure.
Walk us through that process.
Okay, so the officer can, depending on the time of day, unfortunately, with staffing, we can't run 24/7 right now. Yeah. So we are kind of just 8 to 5. If a referral happens during those hours, We have a number that the officer can call, and then they can bring the person to us. Or, we had a situation like that, and the person didn't want to get in the police car. Understandably so. It was like, wait, I'm not under arrest, but I got to get in the car.
Right.
So we have, our program, we have vehicles, to provide transportation. So we went out and we were able to meet with, that individual and then, do enrollment, just quick introduction. We're not doing anything intense, right at the very beginning. That's a stressful point. And then we just continue to meet with that person, work on just small needs. It might be, I need some food right now. I don't have a place to stay tonight. It might be that they're good right at that moment, but they're like, you know what? I haven't been to the doctor in 25 years. I'm tired of being tired of this. I'm ready for something new. And so we get people at all different stages of motivation. Some people are ready to jump right in. Right. Others are like, I don't have a driver's license. That's fine. We'll start there. Yeah. So we do what they need, what they're ready for. We don't look at someone and say, oh, you need to fix these 25 things. We might see some of that, but we say, okay, if there's something we could help you with, what do you want help with? And that's where we start. And hopefully over time, because this isn't a program where there's a set time frame. It's not a you finish in 1 year.
Right.
It's we're here as long as you need us. And so people can start off slow, and then hopefully over time we can get people to the point where they might be interested in treatment or things like that.
I have many questions running through my head. So what are some of the crimes that an officer would say, this is something to call the LEAD program? What is some of those key indicators that LEAD could then be a part of the helping process?
Sure. A lot of it right now is truly drug possession and paraphernalia charges. Okay. And that is something that, with the district attorney's office being a partner, they have said, these are some of the charges that, that would be great if those could be diverted. Okay. And the program, LEAD there's a national program. There's about 100 sites nationally right now. So there's some structure as far as what should happen or what could happen. So some places have opened it up to, if it's shoplifting or larceny, trespassing, charges like that. However, if there's a victim, we would never want to do this without the victim's consent. Right. But sometimes it could be something where the so-called victim of that, trespassing or larceny might be like, no, I know who this is, and they need help and might be fine with that. So that's a possibility as well.
Have you seen any success stories?
Well, we've only been on operation really since we took our first participant August 31st, 2023. Okay. So we've only been in operation, a short while. So success is going to vary person to person. I mean, success for one might look very different than success for someone else. What I will say is we have made some big strides with some individuals. But, recovery is not a linear path. It would be great if it's you start here and you just follow the little path and then you finish here.
Absolutely.
There's setbacks and then things cycle back through. So we've seen that, but we have also seen what I love. One of our successes that I'm happy about is that the participants trust us. Okay. That trust is huge. We had a participant need to go to the doctor, had not been seeking medical care. There were some things that really needed to be addressed. And case manager went with that person to the doctor. Right. Was just going to wait in the waiting area, right? Like, for privacy's sake. But no, the person said, come back with me. Yeah. And so the case manager did. And then the nurse, seeing that, there's some obvious substance use, concerns here, wanted to redirect the conversation to, well, we can get you treatment for this and we can do this. And, it was great that the participant trusted the case manager. And then the case manager was able to advocate and say, you know what, we're aware of all of that. And thank you for being concerned. We're here today for this issue and really able to advocate. So those are the successes that I'm enjoying seeing right now, is that people who have been distrustful and not wanting to seek help, for fear of the stigma, for fear of, well, how are people going to see me? And I don't want to be embarrassed. They are truly trusting of the case managers to help them meet their needs. And that's been a joy to see. And
that's, even being a social worker myself, building trust is key. Like, that's the first thing you have to do. So it looks like not only are you building trust in that situation, but you're also giving that person hope, right? To go on and to continue to build relationships.
Right.
Because a lot of times people come to us, they're broken, they're distrustful, and they're not really open to building trust and open to relationships. So that sounds great.
But we have had other successes. I mean,
Okay.
people have found employment, which is a huge step. We've been able to, like I said, there's been some people who truly, I wish we could say we have permanent housing for some individuals, but we have grant funds. And so when there are people who just truly have nothing and they're sleeping on concrete behind a building, to be able to allow someone to stay at a hotel for a while, to take their showers, to get some food.
Okay.
But like I said, the employment, we've had several go, and we have had some people get to the point where they've started daily treatment with medication-assisted treatment, which is huge.
Do you have people who are still around? I know you started in August. Is any of those people that you started with, or are they continuing on? That's one piece. And then the second piece is, do you refer these people to other community-based organizations? Do you refer them out? Do you connect them to other services?
First, to answer, yes, our very first participant is still engaged in the program. Our second participant, still engaged with the program.
Okay.
The third one, not so much, but yes, our early participants are still involved with us. We've had a few, it is voluntary. So we've had a couple be like, I don't know that I'm ready for this.
Yeah.
Or whatever their situation may be, and that's fine. We don't kick them out. We simply change their status to inactive. If they get into a situation where they need to re-engage or want to re-engage,
they can come back.
They can come back.
Cool.
That's absolutely fine. And as far as referring to other community services, most certainly. The case manager for LEAD is not a clinician, so is not the one providing, treatment for mental health, substance use. So certainly we are linking to other sources. But instead of just writing a sheet of paper and saying, hey, you need to go to this appointment at this day and time, she'll take them. Really engage in and kind of, support that individual so they're not having to navigate alone.
Good. Awesome. LEAD sounds like a awesome program. What is the vision for LEAD? I know you said they in 100 counties. I didn't know that.
Well, 100 locations throughout the country.
Yeah, okay. And I didn't know that LEAD program. So what is the vision for Gaston County? Is this here to stay? Is this a pilot program? Do we know where we're going with this?
Well, I want it to be around forever. That's my vision.
Yeah.
But no, we are grant funded.
Okay.
So, we got $1.2 million for 3 years. So the hope is that we can get this a really strong
So we know
beginning.
it'll be around for 3 years.
Well, we are halfway through our grant cycle because it takes a while to get things up and running. So, but we're very optimistic that we can get that renewed so that we will have another 3 years. The LEAD program is actually part of Gaston County government's strategic plan through fiscal year 28. So we do believe that there is support at a much higher level for this program. So the hope is, and we actually have reviewed, our budget, and with our funds, we are in the process of setting everything up to be able to hire additional case management staff so that we can increase our capacity. Because right now with one case manager, we're capped at about 20 people. We'd much rather keep it small and provide quality service than grow too fast without that staff there in place and then have not the quality service that we want to deliver. So we are in talks right now to hire additional case managers so that we can make a bigger impact in the community and gather even greater support. And I think that'll help with our sustainability. So the right now it is just officers through the Gaston County Police Department that can make referrals. So one of the other visions that I have in addition to the other team members is to get other police departments within the county to participate in this program, because right now, I'm not picking on any particular department, but say if it's the city of Gastonia or the city of Mount Holly or the city of Cherryville, those officers aren't able to. It's not set up for them to refer participants. So we call it Gaston County LEAD because it's tied to the Gaston County Police Department, but we want to make sure that people throughout the county would have access as well. So
And
that's a goal.
Is it up to the officer that's engaging? Is there a criteria checklist that an officer says if I show up to a crime and these are the criterias, this person is eligible, or is it up to the officer himself to make that determination?
A little bit of both. We actually do have eligibility requirements. I mean, there are eligibility requirements. I mean, obviously, we're wanting to make sure that if someone's behavior, like the criminal behavior, is due to profit and not behavioral health concerns, that's not going to be a good fit for our program. There's concerns if there's or eligibility regarding like past criminal offenses within a certain time frame. So we do have some framework there for eligibility, but the officer does have the discretion.
Gotcha. I think we know how people can reach you, but and I think you were doing another piece that I think is important. That checklist of. Did you finish sharing that part of how
As far as the eligibility requirements?
Did you finish that part? You did. Okay.
I did.
Okay. So, how can we learn more about the LEAD program? How can we get in touch with you if we wanted to know more?
Sure.
And if they wanted to bring it to their particular county.
Absolutely. So we do have a website, and that is LEAD, LEAD, Gaston.com. Or if you get it backwards, Gaston Lead, we have that one also. It'll get you to the same
Nice.
place. So Lead Gaston or GastonLead.com. And we've got some information on there. It's got my direct contact information. My phone number, if anybody wants to reach out, is 980-295-0992. And then, like I said, my email, everything is on that website that'll link. And if anybody wants to learn more about LEAD as a whole, like the national model, that link is also on our website for even more thorough information. So we certainly look forward to the community support. I'm happy to go out, do any presentations. We actually do take donations for some things. So by all means, call me and learn more about LEAD.
Awesome. There you have it, guys. Miss Adrienne Sanders from the LEAD program, Gaston County. She provided her information. If you are looking to learn more about the LEAD program, reach out to her. Thank you so much for joining us on the Lioness Den, our community podcast. See you next time.